that we fire a golf ball at a club face and measure its spin. This is high-speed video, so it's real slow motion. And here's a ball coming in, hitting the club face, picking up spin, and we can measure that spin much the same way that we measure the spin off of the ball testing apparatus with the launch monitors. Again, it's moving quite fast, but here it's slowed down with the special cameras. Here's the same ball, same club, and by the way, we're doing it, this is opposite to the way normally you have a stationary ball and you hit it with a club, but for the physics of it, you can do it either way to measure the result of the collision, and it's more precise for us to do it in this direction. Same ball, same club, no spin. Why is that? Because we have a layer of newsprint that we've dipped in water and laid it on the club face beforehand. Why do we do that? Because we want to simulate what happens to a ball when you hit a shot out of the rough. Hit a shot out of the rough, you get grass, and the grass, whether it's dry or soaking wet, turns into water. When you squeeze that grass together, it turns into a little puddle of water, and it makes the ball not have, it's actually aquaplaning, much like on a car. If you're driving down the road and you hit a puddle, you lose control for a brief second. And that's because, what happens on a car? You want to have tread on the tires. Well, the grooves on clubs work like tread on a tire. What we've changed in the groove rules is because the larger you make the groove, and there's square grooves on here, the larger you make those grooves, the more water it gets out. And the old V grooves were like this, and the square grooves are like that. Well, guess what? The V grooves were half the size of square grooves. They let half the water out. They didn't let all the water out. They kept some of that in there, made the ball have poorer contact. Not as extreme as I showed on this one right here, because this has no grooves at all. So no water got out here. That's an extreme example to show you how that works. So we've limited to, we don't say you have to go back, they have to go back to V grooves. They can go back, they can have square grooves, but they have to be smaller than they are today. And that's the new rule. We have to have smaller grooves. They can be V, they can be square, but they have to be smaller. Also, the edges have to be round.
Magnifying glass?
Magnifying glass, microscope, yeah. And it's very sophisticated, that gets an image of the grooves, and you can see it right here, and we can analyze this and get the cross-sectional area and the roundness of the edges, all those things very nicely. This thing costs us 175 grand. Wow. Big bucks, wow. Big dollars. That's a very sophisticated, powerful tool for all kinds of things, but for this single purpose, this Epson V500 photo scanner came from Staples, works great, and we have licensed this and made this available to all the manufacturers, and we've been out at tour events, right? In fact, right now we're at a senior event. We're at the PGA event. We've been at the LPGA, and throughout the year testing golf clubs for the competitors.